Alright, it is February 1st. Let's talk about what my plans are for February on my reading. That's coming right up. Stay tuned here on Drew's Book Reviews. Alright. Welcome to another Bookish Things video. So today we're going to talk about the books, my TBR for the month of February and what I plan on reading this month. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can join me down on my Discord, that'll be linked below, as well as my Bookstagram, so don't forget to follow me there. Alright, so let's talk about it. What am I going to read this month in February? As always, this list is not necessarily going to be in the order in which I plan to read these books, but simply put, they are the books that I plan on reading in the month of February. Alright, so starting with the rereads that I'm working on, I am continuing on with the Powder Mage trilogy. I'll be picking up book 3 of the Powder Mage, The Autumn Republic by Brian McClellan. So this is a fantastic world that I'm really enjoying rereading it as I move on through the Powder Mage world, leading up until the last book in the second trilogy of the Powder Mage world. So I will be continuing on with The Autumn Republic this month as I reread through Audible on my to be read for February. If you haven't read the Powder Mage world, I highly recommend it. It is a fantastic military guns and powder magic system. It's great. I am really enjoying it, and I highly recommend you check it out because, like I said, really is a fantastic series of books, and I am loving it. So I'm going to be reading The Autumn Republic on Audible, reading along with that. Really super enjoying that. One of the other books I'm going to be picking up this month, this is a big book. And it's also one of those books, that series that I'm struggling with, as I mentioned in my last video, but I'm going to be picking up The Bone Hunters by Steven Erikson. This is like a 1,200 page book. I honestly don't know if I'm going to manage to get through this before the end of February. Realistically, probably not. Might even delay my overall reading schedule a bit with how big this book is, but I'm going to try, darn it. I'm going to try to get through this, The Bone Hunters. I think this is the biggest or thickest of all the Malazan Book of the Fallen books. But yeah, I'll be picking up Steven Erikson's The Bone Hunters. This is probably going to be the last book in February that I do pick up as far as February reads goes. But yeah, Bone Hunters by Steven Erikson by Malazan Book of the Fallen. Really is a good series, honestly. As hard as it is to get through, as difficult as it is to follow at times, it really is a good series of books. And I'm really enjoying it, and I do plan on doing a reread of this series at some point in the future once I'm done my first read through, which I'm still working on. So I'm also going to be continuing on with Broken Empire, with book 2 of the Broken Empire by Mark Lawrence, with The King of Thorns. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this book plays out, considering how the first one ended with this series, and what is happening with this and how it all works out in the end. So King of Thorns, book 2 of the Broken Empire series by Mark Lawrence. So this is a series I've heard a lot of good about. I am really enjoying it, and hopefully I can do a series review once I actually get through all the books in this series. So there you have it. King of Thorns, Mark Lawrence, book 2 of the Broken Empire series. It's a vengeance tale. I'm loving it. It is going pretty good so far, I have to say. I'm really enjoying that. And of course, I'm going to be continuing on with my Discworld reading with Jingo, Discworld novel. You can bet I'm going to be continuing on with the Discworld, because why not? This is a fantastic world, a fantastic series of books. I am loving every moment of this series that I'm reading. How could you continue to go wrong with this? What am I saying? How could you go wrong with Discworld? You just can't, because it's hilarious. Terry Pratchett is hilarious. He's so good at putting in that political, social, and economic commentary within his books, and just they are hilarious and a riot and so much fun to read. So Jingo from the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett is on my to be read pile for the month of February. Also, I'm going to be picking up The Last Argument of Kings. This is the third book in the First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. So I will be picking that one up and finishing off the First Law world. So far, I'm impressed. I'm enjoying this series. I am liking it. Not as much as some other booktubers seem to like it, but I'm liking it enough to say that it's a good series and I would definitely recommend it. And it's just, overall, it's grimdark, it's fantasy, it's good. Great characters, good story. All around, just a good read. So definitely do recommend that. So check that out. Last Argument of Kings, First Law. check that out. It's a good read. You won't regret it, especially if you do like grimdark. Overall, it's really good. So my nonfiction book of the month is going to be The Search for Life on Mars, the greatest scientific detective story of all time, including details on Perseverance and ExoMars rover missions. So I am trying to read one nonfiction per month. It's something that I started last year, and I'm really happy to continue that this year because I do enjoy learning about more stuff, especially when it comes to space exploration. That's kind of one of my favorite scientific fields, is everything that isn't on Earth, essentially. And this should be interesting. I know that the search for life on Mars has been a big thing because there is some indication that Mars used to be at least somewhat Earth-like in its distant past. So trying to figure out where life existed on Mars, if at all. And I am really looking forward to reading about the search for life on Mars. This should definitely be a very interesting read. And that, of course, brings us as well to our Lovecraft stories for the year. So I'll be continuing my read through H.P. Lovecraft Tales of Horror. This month we got 2 stories which we will be reading. This month's tales will be The Temple and The Picture in the House. So of course, as it is the year of the Lovecraft, you could bet I'll be doing a video on one or both of those stories from H.P. Lovecraft's collected works in this beautiful edition from H.P. Lovecraft. I'm really looking forward to continuing my read through this. H.P. Lovecraft is a classic. So like Edgar Allan Poe, I'm so excited to learn more about H.P. Lovecraft's reading, and I look forward to sharing these stories and my thoughts on them with you later on as well. So that is what I plan to read in the month of February. So let me know down below, have you read any of these books? Are there any that have maybe piqued your interest? I'm looking forward to sharing my thoughts on at least a couple of these books or stories with you in the month of February. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below, what your plans are for February. I'd love to hear from you. Join me on the Discord. Join me on my Bookstagram, or follow me on Bookstagram. That'll be linked below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, keep on reading. Bye!